Okay, so a little bit of a different video today. A few of you last week asked to see a little breakdown of my tool bag, so I was going to do a quick 2-minute video of what's inside. So we'll start on the outside. So we got my little screwdriver pack here, which if I'm going to go do a tiny little basic repair, let's say they've lost pressure on a boiler and I need to top it up, then I'll just take this in. So what I'll do is I'll just pop that off, and then that's me. I've got screwdrivers, little electric screwdriver, spanner. So let's pop that back on. Okay, next on the outside we have my pump. So as I always say, 90% of the time when I'm doing a boiler repair, I'll be charging the vessel. So got my pump, got my little adapter for if the access ain't too good, and then in this front pouch here I have my hoses. So hose for boilers such as the Worcester, and then we've got normal drain down hoses, got 2 in there. And then in this little pocket here I have my little backhoe set that you always see me using. That's that. Slot that back in. Okay, so for the front section I have a few little bits in here. So I'll start in this little front pouch. So I've got a 50mm pipe slice just in case I need to cut out maybe a PRV or something that's been soldered on instead of compression. Got my little do not use stickers, even though they're a little bit battered, still do the job. LSX, which I ever rarely use. What else have we got? Let's take it out, put it here. So we got these little tools for ideals, backsies, diverter and flow turbines. Got my grease that I'm always using, a cap if there's a gas leak and I ain't got time to repair it, smaller cap, got a little 50mm stop end, should have put a 22 in there as well really, but then I got my little ratchet set from here. I lost the original one, so I just kept this one, but this, the first thing I do when I put my trousers on in the morning, I put my knee pads in and I put this little set in. This has saved my life so many times. I'll show you a combination of this and something else in a minute. So that's that, put that back in my pocket. Okay, so let's start with these tapes here. So obviously you've got a little tape for electrical wire, PTFE tape, and then this is the Gorilla Glue double-sided tape. This has actually come in handy the other day. I went into someone's flat and the wind slammed the door shut and their front little sign to say what door number fell off. So put that back on and then that glued it. So that is quite strong. So top corner, got pencil, then I usually have a pen here as well. I need to get a new pen. Got my knife, got my little marking tool. I'm not sure if you ever know how this works, but let's suppose something too deep and you can't mark it, then what you do is you kind of push it in and it, if I can show you, but it makes a little thing like that so you can see where it is on the wall. Then I've got my little 8mm spanner that one of you guys recommended for me. And then here I've got my brush for servicing. In this pocket I've got my other brush that I'll attach onto my drill for servicing. And then in this little right hand corner I have some baby grips for things that might be a little bit tight. I've got 2 types of spanners here. Backhoe, I find that these grip onto nuts a lot better. Rothenberger have a tendency to slip off, I don't know why, but these are a little bit sharper, the Rothenberger one, so sometimes they'll get onto things a little bit better. That's why I got 2. Here I've got my little bit of the bigger version of the Backhoe, if you see size difference. Here I've got my grips that I'm always using. I think these are NWS. Can't see, but yeah, I think so. Then I got my bent nose pliers, good for taking out things like clips inside boilers or picking things up if you drop something. And then I've got my Allen key set. So I like this set because these bottom parts allow you to get things at an angle. I'm not sure if I've posted the video of the main Ecolite PRV, By that, for example, if there's the copper pipe in the way or the filling loops in the way, you can get it at a little bit of an angle, and just makes your life a little bit easier. Okay, so in this little corner I've got another backhoe spanner, just in case I want to undo something. I don't always like really using the Rothenberger one, so I've got two. And then here I've got my 22 to 15 nut. To be honest, I rarely use this, but when I do use it, it makes all the difference because you get quite a lot of leverage on it. So that's that. And then in this, I've got a little cutter, adjustable cutter here. Really, I'm thinking about buying another 22 pipe slice and putting it in as well, just in case. But I've got my WD-40 that I'm always using, and I've got my little Wira set here. So to be honest, you'll probably use the same tools 90% of the time, but that 10% when you do need that tool, when you've got it in your tool bag, it just makes all the difference. So most of the time I just use my screwdriver pack, my grips, Allen keys and that. Most of the stuff I don't really use, but when I do need it, it's there, which makes my life a lot easier. So that is pretty much the whole section covered. Oh no, it's not, there's a few other things at the bottom of this bag. So at the bottom of this bag I've got two little extenders. So this one can go into your impact, or it can go onto a little don't know what to call it now, a little interchangeable screwdriver. So I suppose you need to get something deep. Let's think about the main combi HE, the two screws at the back to try to take the fan hood off. That is good for that. This is, I think this is magnetic as well, so that's good. And then here I have the same but for drills. So what I use this for is if a screw is rusted in. So what I would do is I'd first put in a little, I can't remember the size, but I'd put in a little smaller drill bit. I'll drill the screw, and then I'll put, this is a reversal screw extractor, so then you put your drill on reverse and it should slowly take out the screw if you have ruined the head or it's rusted in. This has saved my life maybe about 2 times. So maybe I'll do a video on taking out a rusted screw with these sets in the near future, because it is really good. So there, my tool bag at the bottom, and that is that for the front. So at the back now, we have all of the good stuff. So my Regan U gauge, my Multimedia Tester. I'm not sure if you've ever seen this one. I think I've done a giveaway on this. So my little Multimedia Tester there. Then I've got my cane analyzer, the probe, whatever you want to call it. Then I've got some paste here, the one with the brush. I already ruined my trousers from wiping it on there, but try to use the brush as much as I can. Then this is for my cookers. A lot of the times you go to cookers for a gas safety check and the spark don't work, so that's that. Ooh, also one thing at the front that I forgot to mention that you might have saw, I've got these little pins here. So these I've just attached on here for sometimes the injectors in the gas cooker are blocked, so if you get a little pin, pop it through, you can get that working. So that's that. So yeah, the lighter, this I use for the meter test nipple, screw that out. Here I've got my rigid gas sniffer. And then right in the back I have these little sets here. So one of you, sorry guys, I'm really bad with names, and one of you recommended that I get this. I got it off Amazon pretty much the next day. If you recommend a tool to me, I'll pretty much buy it, because the more tools you have, the easier your life is. So this is good for example. So I think I posted the video on my YouTube of the diverter change on the, what's it called now, the Ideal Esprit Eco 2. So I was using the Allen key, and then one of you recommended that I use this. So what the easier way to do is, so to use this little handle, pop that on, and then instead of using an Allen key, you can use this little ratchet, so make sure life a little easier. So that's something that I bought, which made my life a little bit easier. So that's that. And then I have the same type of thing, but these ones are a little bit longer. So as you can see, that can pop in there, and then that is a lot longer. So if you need to get in at a little right angle to unscrew a screw, then that's your thing. Pop that back in, and then in this part you just got all your little goodies there. So I think, oh, and then here I got a little tester for testing sockets. So that is pretty much it for my tool bag breakdown. Obviously I got other tool bags that I'll use for if I'm doing an install. I've got my little compression buckets, but if I'm gonna go do a breakdown, 99% of what I need is in this bag. If I'm gonna install a thermostat or something, then I'll take my drill with me, but pretty much everything I need is in this bag. So hopefully you learned something or two from the tools you might need in this video. But yeah, if you guys have any other recommendations for me to get, I'll pretty much buy it straight away, because tools make your life a lot easier. So yeah, that's it for this video.